you're the first person to say, go find, go talk to the best of that function. You're the first person who said that. And I literally, like, I love that so much. How do you get in front of those people? I mean, the people you're
Right.
talking about are like, these are not easy people, at least I wouldn't think, to get in touch with. Like, how do you get in front of them?
Yeah. I think that the surprising thing about people who are the world's best at something is that they are way more approachable than you think. In this customer success conference, we had the SVP at GitHub. We had the head of customer success at Notion. We had a woman who runs customer success at Vanta, and I had talked to her, Kelly Bray, actually over Zoom, before the conference, and it was a friend of mine who had another friend, and this is when we were doing marketing. So this woman Nami, who had worked at Slack, run product marketing at Slack, run product marketing at Ramp, she had worked together with Kelly, and because I had picked her brain long ago on product marketing, I said, hey, can you give me an introduction to Kelly? And she was up for it because we had a positive interaction. I had learned a lot from Nami, and we'd worked together on some projects. So these things I think are compounding. The more that you find people who are interesting to learn from, and they can tell that you're genuinely interested in learning, they're much more willing to open up their networks. And so I've definitely found it wasn't like on day one. It was, hey, cold outbounding, Mike Curtis. Can you give me 30 minutes of your time? But working through people that and like slowly growing out the network. And then I think the other thing too is that people can tell when you're really trying to learn. Like nobody wants to network. Nobody wants to just waste their time.
Yeah.
So with these people, I tell them, here's a 15-minute calendar link. I'm going to make it super easy. If you prefer that I call you over the phone, I'll call you on the phone. If you want to talk on Saturday, I'll talk on Saturday. I'll talk to you at any time, right? And I'm going to have all my notes ready to go and what exactly I want to learn. And so people know I'm not wasting their time. And I think that contributes to it too. It's really great. People are generous with their time, but they just don't want they don't want to be sold something. They don't want you to waste it. They want to know that it's valuable.
The tactical advice there, which is when you're reaching out, to be explicit, I'm going to work around your schedule, is what I hear you saying. I
Yeah.
don't care when that is, day, night, weekend, doesn't matter. And I'm not going to waste your time because I'm going to come prepared, but I really do want to learn from you because you're the best at it. And what you're saying is people will respond to that message because they feel like they're paying it forward. They're helping someone who really wants to learn. But that tactical thing, I think, shouldn't be glossed over. Of, if you're going to do that, you have to be ready to kind of do whatever is necessary to make it easy for them.
And every single signal, because they'd probably get a million emails. They'd probably have a million people come up to my conferences with questions where they're just trying to sell them something, and you can instantly see, because I've tried to sell people things, at conferences as well. You can tell, oh, and by the way, here's what assembled the wall goes up. But if they can detect genuinely, I'm trying to learn, people are very, very generous. And so every signal is around like, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to move quickly. I'm not going to waste your time.
It's good advice, and something I wish I did, actually, because I think I made many mistakes myself in hiring, and I've seen other people, because you don't know what great, if, especially if it's the first time you're hiring for that role, how would you know
Yeah.
what it looks like, And so having those conversations, I fully, you see in those people, you meet a couple of them and you say, oh wow, now I see. I'm not going to get that person probably, but at least I understand what I'm shooting for.
For sure. And even to circle back to the, going through functions, I find that the most valuable thing, like sitting with customer success, sitting with engineering, the most valuable thing is to raise people's eye line to say, hey, this is how I hire. I go out and find the world's best at X. And so, we have a bunch of new people in our customer success team who are first time managers. And I think the most valuable thing I've left them with is not, here's how to do the customer journey, or here's the KPIs to measure, here's how you multi-thread. It's rather, hey, when you're going to hire, don't just try to find the person that fills the role. Like, do the same thing that I'm doing. That's the thing that I'm trying to leave them with. Run this process of understand what great looks like. And for you, it will be different. But here's how you do it. And when you really tell people, I want you to go meet the world's best, then it leaves them with a very clear picture of what we're going for.